Hi boys and girls, it's Shane and Jennifer. We're at a place where women would sell themselves in the oldest profession. Isn't this going to be fun? So this is Miss Laura's Social Club, and it has also been our Fort Smith, Arkansas Visitor Center. It's right here at the railroad tracks and was an operational place where that was sold up until very recently in our history. The person wearing this shirt back in the 70s could very well have come here for services. Yes, we're from Fort Smith. This is our tour guide. What's your name?
Danielle.
Danielle. I'm Shane, and this is my beautiful wife, Jennifer. So this is the entryway.
And then whenever you guys are ready, we're going to begin this first one.
Not. The stained glass is so pretty.
So
you're a realtor, so
yes.
If somebody wanted to relocate to our area, should they contact you?
Absolutely.
Oh.
And I can give you my handle and you can tag me in the video if you'd like.
Are you a TikToker?
Yes.
Okay, then we'll tag you in some TikTok video.
There used to be an 8-foot fence, and then that kind of partitioned off this part of the town from the rest of everything. And so Miss Laura was down here working at one of the other houses, worked her way up to becoming a madam of that house, and then was able to save up enough money to purchase this land outright for $1,500. So again, this is the 1890s. And then she took out a personal loan for $5,000, so $6,500 back then is roughly about $220,000-ish now. But she only owned and operated the business for a little less than 10 years before she sold it to the second madam, Bertha Dean, for $47,000, and then which is over $1.5 million in today's money. So in less than 10 years, she quadrupled her investment. And I also think it's really impressive that she was able to take out a personal loan from a friend because during this time period, women still weren't allowed to take out loans. So it sat vacant for more than 20 years. In the 1980s, this was turned into a restaurant called Miss Laura's Social Club.
Can I interact with one?
I
love pocket doors so much. It's got pocket doors.
They're coming back in vogue.
Yes.
Ah, so cool. And also useful for tax evasion, right?
Yeah.
These are transoms over the doors. See, this would hold it open so you could get ventilation before air conditioning.
So in the 1970s, that's what we looked like. This is the madam's quarters. The madam was the manager, but most of the time the owner of a brothel. She was the female entrepreneur of this time period. And they generally would have been located towards the front of the house because they're the ones responsible for accepting and interviewing the guests. They purchased the tokens, and then that's what they would use throughout the house for drinking, gambling, smoking, or just companionship. So these are what some of the Fort Smith ones look like.
So it'd be like buying something in a video game and then exchanging it for favors.
Yeah, so people have referred to it as like the old style casinos. You had to have their special tokens.
It's a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
There you go. Early Bitcoin.
Some people have also recently, more modernly, compared it to Dave & Buster's cards.
Ah, yeah.
You have to pay to play, you know? So.
Yeah.
Is that 8-foot fence that I had referred to before wasn't just to keep the rest of the town out, because we do live in the Bible Belt, but it was also to keep the women in. They were considered inmates, and they weren't allowed to leave the row without a signed and paid permit granted by the police chief.
Nice.
So a woman working down here on the row was probably between 16 and 24. So a lot of them were just still young, and it was invented as well.
Look at the wood details on this. Beautiful. This is lovely.
This fishtail skirt's a little bit fun.
It's cute.
Sure.
I get to go upstairs like a lady.
Very slowly. I'm sure the ladies wearing some of their outfits had to go up the stairs slowly too.
Yeah, I'm like, the older stairs used to be so, like, super slow. So this is one of the rooms. The connecting entryway between the bedrooms wouldn't have been there. That was part of the restaurant renovation.
He looks like a happy fellow.
Now you'll notice that in that bedroom on the headboard is a copy of that business license. Because just like your dentist has to display theirs now, these ladies had to display theirs back then. Here we are in our original location. You can see just how high the river got that day. And then this house also used to be a brothel, but it was demolished in the 1960s, so that's why we're the last one standing. And we were added to the National Historic Registration in the 1970s, which is the
Some
only
of the
reason
buildings
we've been
downtown here. To give some perspective of how close to downtown that house really was. Oh yeah, it's one of those expandable tables with the, so that will expand out kind of like a roll top desk.
You might have noticed the bathtub in the madam's room downstairs.
Right.
It's pretty small.
Yeah, pretty small. During this point in history, it was still a weird concept for people to imagine using the restroom and bathing in the same spot.
I still don't like it.
Yeah.
So the house used to sit right here, and a tornado in 1996 destroyed the roof on the house, and they decided it wasn't structurally sound, so they actually moved the house over there. I remember that tornado back in '96. It's the only major tornado of my lifetime.